gentlemen, please put your hands together for our distinguished dignitaries, for they have arrived. Please join me in welcoming our chief guest, Srimati Pravati Parida, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Tourism, Women and Child Development and Mission Shakti, Government of Odisha. We also have our guest of honor, Paul Lyngdoh, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya. May I request Mr. Sanjay Sindhwani, the CEO of Indian Express Online Media, to kindly come on the dais and deliver a welcome note.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the second edition of Financial Express Travel Summit, Meghalaya. Last year, when we had assembled here, our theme was sustainability, sustainable development, and sustainable tourism. And this year, the topic is adventure tourism. And there's a rationale behind this sequence, because we are saying sustainability is more important than everything else in tourism that we do. And if we do not create sustainable tourism, whether it's adventure, whether it is other forms of tourism, then it will probably not grow and it will not have the community support that it is needed for an industry like this to grow. And in the panel we just discussed that under tourism and over tourism both are not good and not viable. So that's why we had chosen sustainability as the starting theme. And this year we thought we'd talk about adventure tourism. Now I don't come from the industry, so my perspective is that of a consumer. So what does adventure tourism actually mean to an individual? I think for any individual, adventure tourism is stepping out of the comfort zone and experiencing something that he's not used to. So for a person living in a village, rural tourism is no adventure because that's the life he lives. But for an urban person, going and experiencing rural lives is adventure because they are not exposed to it. So the whole idea of adventure tourism is about creating opportunities which exist locally and figuring out markets where those experiences can be sold. So I think that's where I look at adventure tourism as a sector, that if you can find local opportunities and create needs which are locally available, but cater them and deliver them to an audience which is not experiencing them, then you have a market for them. I would like to thank Srimati Pravati Parida, who is the Deputy Chief Minister, Odisha government, who is also the Minister of Tourism, Women, Child Development and Mission Shakti, Government of Odisha, as the chief guest here today. Our guest of honor, Paul Lyngdoh, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya. He has been giving his unwavering support for this event. His vision to develop tourism in Meghalaya and the adjoining areas is unparalleled. And it is with his support that we have been able to create this platform and bring people from all over India to bring ideas and concepts to this part of the country. This platform enables a meeting between governments, between public and private sector players, between emerging young entrepreneurs and professionals in the tourism industry to learn and share ideas and discuss concepts. Our role is just to facilitate this meeting and to take this message across. And when I talk about taking this message across, I can share right now, this conference is trending on Twitter. And my colleagues will probably share the details with you on the screen in a short while. They're just putting it together. It is also being live streamed across Indian Express and Financial Express channels and on YouTube and Facebook. So whatever we are discussing here is not just limited to 300, 400 people who are attending this conference, but is available online to a vast majority of people from all over the world. And it will be available on our website for access later on as well. I cannot not mention Mr. Cyril Darlong, who is an IAS officer, Director of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya, and he is the MD for Meghalaya Tourism. I think he's the brain behind this conference and this concept, and he's also There are a lot of background work happens with his support. So thank you, Cyril. And to Cyril, I would like to say that, one small step is all it takes to create a platform like this. Like Majru Sultansuri said, मैं अकेला ही चला था जाने बे मंजिल मगर लोग साथ आते गए कारवां बनता गया. So I think that one step that he took, and today we have so many stalwarts from the industry over here. Coming back to the concept of adventure tourism. So for a person like me, doing a trek to the Valley of Flowers 2 months back was adventure, because I hardly do any walking, I hardly do any running, I have a very sedentary lifestyle, and able to push myself to do a 14-kilometer trek from a 9,000 feet to a 14,000 feet was adventure. Similarly, 6 months back I was in Bangkok, and the ability to shoot a real firearm was adventure. To ride an ATV in a rough terrain with my kids was part adventure, part family bonding. So the definition of adventure is very, very fluid and liquid. It all depends on what target market you are trying to reach out to and create an adventure for. So I think while we try to create activities, we should be very clearly focused on who is our TG, who is our segment that we are going to target. Are we looking at domestic tourists? Are we looking at international tourists? Are we looking at young tourists? Are we looking at old tourists? 24 years of my career I have spent with Economic Times in the financial domain. And I see a lot of similarity between adventure tourism and investing. So when you are young, you're willing to take risks. You want to invest in stock markets and equities. You want to trade and you want to experiment because you can afford to lose. You'll recover fast. You have the entire life ahead of you. So similarly, young tourists, for them adventure is taking high risks. When I say high risk, doesn't mean safety and precautions are not taken, but they can afford to, because if they break a leg, in 2 months they'll probably recover from that. But a 70-year-old person, if he breaks his leg, he'll probably never recover. So the perspective of adventure changes with age, it changes with profile, it changes with your lifestyle, and there is no one caste rule that I think applies to all. And therefore, again coming back to the same thing, it all affects of the market that you're looking for. And before I end, I would like to formally thank the Government of Meghalaya, Department of Tourism, for supporting us, the Government of Odisha, Tourism Department, Uttarakhand Tourism Department, Bodoland Tourism, and Uttar Pradesh Tourism, and also the Government of India for supporting this event and enabling us to host it in Meghalaya. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sindhwani, for your warm words. To mark the auspicious beginning of the Adventure Tourism Meet 2024, may I now request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward to the dais for the lamp lighting ceremony. You can put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we're being led by our chief guest and the guest of honors and the dignitaries as they light the lamps. Thank you so much. I now would like to request Srimati Parida, then Paul Lyngdoh, Mr. Diengdoh, and Mr. Sanjay Sindhwani to stay back and, in fact, come to the dais and make yourselves comfortable. Before we proceed any further, ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to state at this point of time that our Meghalaya Tourism Minister, Paul Lyngdoh, would like to felicitate the Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha with a token of welcome from the state of Meghalaya. All right, let me make a mention yet one more time from the state of Meghalaya. We have Paul Lyngdoh, our tourism minister, who would like to felicitate the Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, Srimati Pravati Parida. And this is a token of welcome from the state of Meghalaya. All right, I now would like to invite Mr. Cyril Darlong Diengdoh, the Director of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya and MD, Meghalaya Tourism Development Corporation, to kindly share his insights through his welcome address and presentation.
Thank you very much. The chief guest of today's Adventure Tourism Meet, Srimati Pravati Parida, Madam, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Tourism, Women and Child Development and Mission Shakti, Government of Odisha. Our guest of honor, Paul Lyngdoh, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Textiles and Social Welfare, Government of Meghalaya. Other distinguished invitees, Mr. Oken Tayeng, who is an Honorable MLA from Arunachal Pradesh and member of the National Tourism Advisory Council. The team from the Indian Express and Financial Express Group, Mr. Sanjay Sindhwani, CEO, Indian Express Online Media. All the other state partners who have partnered with Meghalaya Tourism for this very important Adventure Tourism Meet, Odisha Tourism in particular, Uttarakhand Tourism, Uttar Pradesh Tourism, Bodoland Tourism. All the distinguished panelists who have spoken before and who will be speaking today, all the distinguished invitees from outside and from the state of Meghalaya, all our experts, our adventure tourism enthusiasts, our dear students who are here present, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to formally give the welcome address at this adventure tourism meet that is happening today at Shillong. On behalf of the government of Meghalaya, let me once again welcome Srimati Pravati Parida ji. Thank you, Madam, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, for taking your valuable time out and coming all the way from Bhubaneswar to visit our state of Meghalaya. It is your first visit to the state of Meghalaya. Thank you, Madam, for really coming and making time to be with us here today. It is a matter of great honor for the state of Meghalaya, and we welcome you to our beautiful state. May we have a round of applause for Madam, please. I also would like to welcome our Honorable Tourism Minister, Arts and Culture Minister, Paul Lyngdoh, who is a guest of honor for this meet. Thank you, sir, for your leadership in the tourism department and various other departments, for always guiding us from the front, leading from the front, and with your support, we've been able to organize many events, including this important event here today on adventure tourism, which has a huge potential, especially in Meghalaya and definitely in the Northeast and in our country. So thank you, sir, for your support and for being with us here today. A warm welcome also to everyone who have come, the panelists from outside, the experts, including Honorable MLA from Arunachal Pradesh, who has participated even here before on many occasions, Mr. Oken Tayeng. A warm welcome to also the Indian Express Group, all the officials, and warm welcome to all the participants, especially our dear young students. I see many, tourism students, many students who will become our entrepreneurs for the future. So I think this meet will really bring together not only industry, not only government, not only the print media, the electronic media, but also academia and our young entrepreneurs, our young students who can take forward this mandate of promoting adventure tourism, which really requires that trust and promotion, because we know that our country, India, has a huge potential for this. But if we can come together in a concerted effort, through a strategic effort, and work together, and I think this kind of meet, this adventure tourism meet, the objective is that, where we can ideate and initiate certain actions so that we can then collaborate. And it's a great platform. We have seen how Odisha Tourism also has partnered with us, how together with other tourism boards, other states' tourism departments, we can ideate and take the region forward, not only the state, but take the composite product of adventure tourism forward. So I will have a short presentation. It's about 5-6 minutes before we hear our honorable speakers. So may I request for the clicker so that I can start the presentation, because I've been told to make a short presentation for the benefit of everyone here. So a very short presentation so that we can set the context and showcase also to the audience in the room today, and also our audience who are joining online on other social media platforms, on the potential of adventure tourism in Meghalaya and what Meghalaya tourism is doing to promote adventure tourism in the state. So just a brief background of a snapshot of Meghalaya tourism. We have almost 13 lakh visitors in the last year, and the contribution to GSDP is about 4.1%. We are looking at making it 15% in the next 10 years. We have many unique features. One of the cleanest rivers in India, the Umngot River, perhaps in the world. We are a land of festivals. You have the Nongkrem festival and other festivals like the Wangala. One of the cleanest villages in Asia, Maulinong, and definitely the wettest place on earth, which is Mawsynram, and Cherrapunji, which is a close second. We have a very good tourism policy of 2023 that we revived, and at the core is sustainable and responsible tourism. In fact, just on World Tourism Day, we had rewarded and awarded our responsible and sustainable tourism champions, be it homestay, be it tour operators. We have a huge trust on community participation, where we want to take the community along, since a lot of tourism locations are run by the community, the use of technology, and definitely we are looking at tourism becoming a huge sector for employment generation and entrepreneurship. These are the thrust areas, including capacity building. Experiential tourism is a very important word that we hear very often today. And I think it's also part of our policy and part of many policies. It's important to say, what can this experiential tourism be? And definitely adventure tourism, where you come and experience nature in its beauty and experience the thrill of, the adventure, be it a cave or a waterfall or trekking. These are all types of adventure tourism. Broadly, adventure tourism can be either hard adventure or soft adventure. That's how, many policies define adventure. I think Meghalaya has a range of all products. This is a list of, what all Meghalaya can offer to the world. From bungee jumping, which was launched recently near the Sora Valley, to caving. We have some of the longest caves in the world, paragliding, kayaking, mountain biking, scuba diving, snorkeling, trekking. We have had products like hot air balloon also in the past. Camping and zip lining are some of our common adventure products. Bungee jumping, like I mentioned, Northeast India's first bungee jumping site is in Meghalaya, owned by Pioneer Adventure Tours, which is a company that has really been pioneering adventure tourism in Meghalaya, especially in the Shillong, Padang and Dauki region. So I must, invite everyone who is a thrill seeker to come and experience this bungee jumping at the Maukadok Dimpep Valley of Meghalaya, which is a beautiful, gorge that, welcomes you when you enter towards Cherrapunji, towards Sora. Caving. Meghalaya is home to almost 1,700 caves and has some of the most complex cave systems in the world, where 491 kilometers of caves have been surveyed and about 5% of the total caves have been explored. We have Mr. Brian Kharpran here, who is a pioneer from the Meghalaya Adventurers Association in discovering caves. He's going to speak today, at a later time. And we invite people who are interested in caving. Our caves are also repositories of the heritage of humankind, I would say. In these caves, you will find remains of sea animals, of seahorses, sea fish, which is really telling us about the geological history of this region, of how this region was lifted from the ocean, and all these artifacts are embodied in this cave. In fact, many of you may know that the geological age in which we live in is called the Meghalayan age because of a discovery in one of our caves in the Sora region of a drought 4,200 years ago. And because of that evidence in our caves, the entire Earth's history, not only India or Meghalaya's history, the geological history of the Earth, the epoch or the time in which we live in is now named the Meghalayan age after the state of Meghalaya. Paragliding is also something that we are promoting in various regions, including the Khasi Hills, in the Garo Hills, in the Khatkoto region. We have also had international events where a lot of participants from international, participants from South Korea, from Indonesia, from USA and Thailand also participated. Hot air ballooning, we had hosted a Meghalayan Age festival in celebration of the Meghalayan Age that I mentioned in the year 2020, where we had the largest number of hot air balloons in the state being flown. Trekking is something that we want to actively promote because when we talk about adventure, we need to also be mindful of what can a visitor who cannot do all these things, because some of these are seasonal, can do on a day-to-day basis. We have worked on an app, and we have mapped almost 25 multi-day and 5 single-day trekking routes all over the state of Meghalaya. So those who love nature, outdoors, trekking is the way forward. We have also trained many tour guides to take our tourists on these trekking trails. Mountain biking is something also that can be definitely explored. Zip lining, like I mentioned, at Dauki Mokdok. Snorkeling and scuba diving, especially in Shillong Padang. This is obviously during the winter months when the water is a little more, less turbid and clearer. Camping is something that many people are now looking forward to at various locations. We have almost around 30 camping and 8 glamping sites that we are also coming up with. We are looking at a lot of glamping locations at Nokrek National Park, for example, at Narthiang, where the monoliths are, at Sora. So, I think in a year's time from now, we'll have luxury camping, almost glamping products that, for our tourists who are coming to the state of Meghalaya. Paddling is also something that we are, actively promoting. The picture you see in the middle is Wari Shora, which is, becoming a hot destination in the Garo Hills. So I'll stop here. I'll request, the team to play just 2 short videos just to get you a glimpse of what is the potential of Meghalaya tourism. So once again, I welcome our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, the Chief Guest, our Honorable Tourism Minister of Meghalaya, all the other distinguished dignitaries to Meghalaya. So I'll end on this note on these videos. Thank you very much.
guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go! So beautiful. Come on, girls, come on!
So many reasons, ladies and gentlemen, to celebrate nature and tourism. It always leaves us in awe. Thank you so very much, Mr. Diengdoh, for that perceptive presentation. We will now play a special video message from Shri Jaiveer Singh, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Uttar Pradesh, who could not join the Adventure Tourism Meet today, but sends his best wishes.
इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ऑनलाइन मीडिया के साथ शिलोंग में आयोजित एडवेंचर टूरिज्म के विषयक कार्यक्रम जो आगामी 4 अक्टूबर को हो रहा है, इसके लिए हमारी प्रदेश सरकार के संस्कृति और पर्यटन विभाग की ओर से उसकी सफलता के लिए बहुत बहुत हार्दिक बधाइयाँ, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। हमें उम्मीद है कि यह मीट निश्चित रूप से एडवेंचर टूरिज्म के विकास के लिए और इसमें एडवेंचर टूरिज्म में असीम संभावनाओं के दृष्टिगत नए नए आयाम स्थापित करने का काम करेगा और इसमें जो भी सकारात्मक चर्चा होगी उससे निश्चित रूप से पूरे पूर्वोत्तर के साथ साथ विभिन्न प्रदेशों में और साथ ही साथ उत्तर प्रदेश में भी एडवेंचर टूरिज्म की अपार संभावनाओं को धरातल पर उतारने में एक नए कीर्तिमान स्थापित होंगे, ऐसी पूरी हमें आशा है। हम सब जानते हैं कि हमारे प्राकृतिक सुंदरता, प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य, सांस्कृतिक विरासत और अदम्य साहस की भावना को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, प्रेरित करने के लिए इस तरह के एडवेंचर टूरिज्म के माध्यम से अनेक संभावनाएं धरातल पर उतारने में साकार स्वरूप लेती हैं। इन्हीं संभावनाओं को बलवती होता देखने के लिए, इन्हीं संभावनाओं को धरातल पर उतारने के लिए अनेकों प्रयास होना निश्चित रूप से एक सकारात्मक पहल है। उत्तर प्रदेश में भी एडवेंचर टूरिज्म की अपार संभावनाएं विद्यमान हैं और साथ ही साथ जिस तरीके से उत्तर प्रदेश में चाहे आध्यात्मिक, धार्मिक, एडवेंचर, इको के साथ साथ अनेक प्रकार के टूरिज्म की संभावनाओं के दृष्टिगत हम लोगों ने एडवेंचर टूरिज्म को भी विशेष बल देते हुए इसे धरातल पर उतारने के लिए प्रयास ठोस तरीके से शुरू किए हैं। निश्चित रूप से उत्तर प्रदेश और हमारा देश एडवेंचर टूरिज्म के क्षेत्र में अनेकों संभावनाओं को बल देते हुए पूरे विश्व में पर्यटकों को आकर्षित करने का काम करेगा। मैं इस सफल कार्यक्रम के लिए सभी आयोजकों को और विभिन्न राज्य जो इसमें भागीदारी कर रहे हैं उनके सभी प्रतिनिधियों को इस कार्यक्रम की सफलता के लिए अपनी ओर से शुभकामनाएं प्रकट करता हूं और उम्मीद करता हूं कि इससे और सकारात्मक एडवेंचर टूरिज्म को बढ़ावा देने में गति मिलेगी। मेरी ओर से इस आयोजन के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाइयाँ, शुभकामनाएं और साथ ही साथ हम ये अपील भी करेंगे कि जो भी संस्थाएं इस कार्यक्रम में भागीदारी कर रही हैं वो सब लोग सादर आमंत्रित हैं। हमारे आगामी वर्ष के शुरुआत में आयोजित होने वाले उत्तर प्रदेश के पवित्र तीर्थ स्थल और दुनिया के सबसे बड़े धार्मिक आयोजन महाकुंभ के शुभ अवसर पर मैं सबको सादर आमंत्रित करता हूं। आइए उत्तर प्रदेश के इस महान आध्यात्मिक और धार्मिक दुनिया के सबसे बड़े आयोजन में अपने को शामिल करते हुए इसका धार्मिक और आध्यात्मिक अपने जीवन में लाभ लेने का काम करें और इसको और व्यापकता, भव्यता और दिव्यता में अपना सक्रिय योगदान और भागीदारी दे करके हमें उत्तर प्रदेश को कृतार्थ करने का काम करें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to hear from our guest of honor, Paul Lyngdoh, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya.
Thank you, Gordon. Good morning, friends. Our esteemed chief guest, Srimati Pravati Parida, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Tourism, Women and Child Development and Mission Shakti in the government of Odisha, whom I have had the pleasure of meeting a while back. Friends drawn from various parts of the country who are here to ideate and share their thoughts as resource persons for today's Adventure Tourism Meet. Mr. Uken Tayang, MLA, Arunachal Pradesh. Mr. Sanjay, Sindhwani, CEO, Indian Express Online Media, and your team. Various representatives of stakeholders of the tourism industry from Meghalaya as well as neighboring states, and more especially our young friends who are here to listen, imbibe and learn, and who incidentally form 65% of the state's population, which makes Meghalaya a very young state. It is with profuse pleasure that I am here on behalf of the state of Meghalaya to welcome our honorable chief guest, Srimati Parida, Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Odisha, who also happens to be the first woman Deputy CM of her state. Welcome, Madam, to the state of Meghalaya, a state which practices the matrilineal system. You will be amazed to know that we're one of the few states in the country where lineage is traced from the mother's side. And Therefore, it is an honor to have you in our midst. You've met your tourism team last year, your Chief Secretary and his team at the Tourism World Mart at London. And today, as we celebrate our adventure tourism meet, there is a lot of common ground, more especially the fact that your departments and those that I hold are the same departments. There is a lot of room for collaboration, for cooperation, and for synergy. Our director in the Department of Tourism, Cyril, who has been instrumental in carrying forward the torch of the Department of Tourism. It is a joy to share this morning's inaugural session with all of you, because each day as Minister in charge of Tourism, I keep learning more and more about Meghalaya. I take the same interest or even more interest than just being in charge of tourism department. I think I have the interest of a tourist visiting Meghalaya. Last evening I sat with a friend who shared his ideas and experiences about the various species of fish that are available within Meghalaya. And he mentioned a particular species available in the Riwar area where a tiny fish would cost about 25,000 Indian rupees in South Asia. That's the kind of wealth that Meghalaya has. So I've always maintained that for us, our USP is our nature, our culture, our climate, our cuisines, our customs, our music, our textiles. And when it comes to adventure sports, the state offers innumerable experiences for adventurers, be it caving, camping, glamping, water sports, rock climbing, and so on and so forth. And therefore, we would like to see that we partner with the rest of the states, of the region, as well as of the country, in ensuring that those who are adventurous at heart are also drawn to this part of the country. We have magnificent waterfalls, and our caves are amongst the longest cave systems in the world. And the department has taken numerous initiatives, one of which is shortly being tendered, which is the natural trails. And these trails will be worthwhile for visitors traveling to this part of the country. I think earlier on, Sanjay had mentioned about the dangers of somebody who has crossed a certain age limit, 60 and above, of breaking their legs. I think most of the audience here are still in the age group where they can still shake their legs and not think of breaking their legs. So while you're still at that age, and I consider myself also to be still one of that age group, we can look forward to adventure in Meghalaya, which is one state that offers immense and diverse adventures when it comes to nature and immersive tourism. We're very fortunate that our chief guest has had some interaction in the past with luminaries like Mr. P.A. Sangma when he was Speaker of the Lok Sabha, She has not met our Chief Minister, and she was surprised to know that he is the son of Mr. P.A. Sangma. We would like to collaborate with your state and engage with your government in exchange of ideas, not only in tourism, but also in empowering our different women's groups through Mission Shakti. And as far as today's event is concerned, all I can say is the sky is the limit. There is every opportunity for anybody who is adventurous at heart to venture into Meghalaya. Very soon, in the next couple of months, you will see the presence of what we call tourist buddies who are going to assist you, help you, and guide you as you travel across the length and breadth of Meghalaya. And there will be adequate information and guidance to ensure that your stay is comfortable at its optimum level. So without taking more time, I once again welcome each one of you to today's meet, and I look forward to seeing that the various ideas and exchanges that happen today do not only end at the state of your ideating, but these will help enrich our improving of our policy, our approach, and our implementation of the various interventions. And before winding up, I'd like to say this, that Meghalaya is a slice of paradise. Do partake of that slice, enjoy your stay here. I will not prolong my speech because I'm sure our chief guest is eager to visit Cherrapunji immediately. It's a slice of paradise, the oldest capital town in northeast India, and a village that in itself offers the best in terms of nature, in terms of the wondrous landscape, and its caves and hills will certainly be a pleasant surprise to you. So once again, I wish today's deliberations the very best, and let's take tourism forward jointly, because Meghalaya cannot succeed in isolation. We need a regional approach. We need synergy. We need to see that our mutual dependence makes us also independent, in that the more we depend on each other, the more we will grow together. With these few words, I once again extend a warm welcome to all of you and wish your stay and your deliberations all success. Thank you. Hon'ble, Mithila, Jai Hind.
Hon'ble Shibon e Rangba Baran Burom for your inspiring and insightful speech. Your words truly highlighted the immense potential of our state's tourism landscape and encouraged us to all come together and work towards promoting our state's natural beauty and adventure opportunities. Thank you so very much once again for your continued dedication and leadership in fostering growth and innovation in our tourism sector. We now would like to invite Srimati Pravati Parida, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha, to share a few words.
Thank you and namaste. I first, as all you know, I am from the land of Jagannath. I say Jai Jagannath. The dignitaries of the dais, the secretary of the tourism, Mr. Cyril, and the CEO of Indian Express Group, Mr. Sanjay Sindhwani, the guest, the Minister of Tourism, Minister of Textile, Minister of Social Welfare. I think the major welfare in charge minister, Paul Lyngdoh ji. I am proud to share the dais with a man who is the four-time MLA in a same constituency. And he is the in charge of the textile, which is based in Meghalaya. He is the in charge of tourism, which is based in Meghalaya. And the social sector, as I am the Minister of Women and Child and Mission Shakti and Tourism, I think my all department is convergent with Mr. Paul, and I have already told Mr. Cyril that Odisha is very potential in tourism sector. We have lot of scopes. First, I am here as a lady deputy chief minister and tourism minister. I earlier said Mr. Mukesh. And I visited a place, I eager to see that a place which is a matriarchal family leaded, and I am a patriarchal family leaded state. And I first share with Mr. Cyril, how you are doing this? They said me, my surname is from my mother's name, and my surname is from my father's name. So, as a lady deputy chief minister, I must thank all the peoples of Meghalaya for giving the respect to women in this level. As a tourism minister, you all must know, I first thank the Indian Express team for giving me such a beautiful scope to be here and to be in Guwahati and visit Kamakhya temple in the day of Navaratra. So I thanks all of you. I already just in a few seconds back talked with the Minister of Meghalaya and the Secretary of Meghalaya. What Meghalaya is and what Meghalaya is going to develop in adventure tourism conclave and adventure tourism like cave, and I will visit to Cherrapunji and visit to that caves. But Odisha has a lot of potentials in this regard. You all know that after our government, after a long time, we are leading the Odisha now. Our government is just 4 months old. So I have a idea to visit this place because we are going to develop the adventure tourism in our place, in where 484 kilometers coastal line. We have a long pristine coastal line, 19 wildlife protected areas, tiger reservoirs, marine sanctuaries, and the temple of Konark. We are lot of people are visiting Odisha as a spiritual tourist. They are visited Lord Jagannath, they are visited Bhubaneswar, and now we are planning to do it and develop it in corridor wise. Like for Buddhist corridor, those those tourists from Buddhist side, they will visit the Buddhist caves like Ratnagir, Udayagir, Lalitgir, and we have a lot of research centers there. Now we are developed a light and sound in which those who will visit that place, they can see our heritage, our legacy, how the God, Lord Ashok became the Buddhist there. The King Ashok, how the King Ashok changed by fighting with a lady empress. So there are a lot of, they say, I think Bhitarkanika is one of our best for the tortoise tiger convents. There is the Koraput where the high range hills. And we are now developing ecotourism there to stay and enjoy the nature, the waterfall, the hilly areas, and the heritage tourism is more in Odisha. You all know we have a lake like Chilka, where the birds from the world is coming. And people's visited there to see the different type of birds. And the Chilika lake has a story. When there is a back, someone is bypassing there, and the boat collapsed in the middle of that lake. And there is the temple of Kalijai, we all Odisha people believe that when people in distressed, people in different state of mind, only Kalijai Ma can protect them. So that lot of tourists are now coming to see birds there, lakes there. I also approached you all over. They say, आप कभी कभी ओडिशा भी आया करे. You will see as per your will. ओडिशा ऐसा ही स्टेट है, आपको आप जो मांगे वो मिल जाएगा, जैसे जगन्नाथ प्रभु की इच्छा होती है. If you will visit natural hills, Odisha is there to provide you the sights. If you will go for the boating club, then there is boating, lot of boating clubs there. If you will go to visit, see the animal husbandry and different wildlife sanctuaries we have. If you will go to visit the longest dam, we have Hirakud is there, and now we are going to develop Hirakud. There are a lot of, in the city, in the capital city, Bhubaneswar also, it is a temple city. You will see the Lord Lingraj there, Lord Rajrani temple is there. There is a temple we called Bhubaneswar is a temple city. So for the researches, now the major, I think in Northeast, there is major students are studying in our KIT and some ITR colleges. There are a lot of students are studying. So I hope and I requested the Honorable Minister of Meghalaya to visit our Deomali, the highest ever in Koraput range, where the ecotourism is there, and we will participate in a Swadesh Darshan, so that from my Odisha, the SSG group women will visit Meghalaya, and the Meghalaya's persons and the self-help group leaders, they will visit Odisha. Because in Odisha, we are developed the SSGs so that 6 lakhs 10,000 SSGs is in one platform, means 70 lakhs women is doing business with 19 department conversations and holding bank linkage of 20,000 crores per year. And we have lot of producer groups. They are producing and they have a PC matlab producer company. They are managing cyber cafe. They are managing Mission Shakti Millet Mission. They are doing Mission Shakti Bazaar. We have lot of scopes and the leading organization now Odisha leading by the women. So now I requested all of you to visit Odisha and see the similipal of dense forest and how the ecotourism. Now we are going to adventure tourism policy. So I thanks the Indian Express Group before I drafting and finalizing that policy. I have a scope to participate in this conclave. It will be very helpful for us. And someone giving me idea in the morning. I think Mukesh Babu and team was there. The in dense forest, adventurous is to walk with forest, cycling with forest, and climb with hills. So after this conclave, I think Odisha, we have requested, Odisha will organize a conclave. So how can we success? Because in tourism is the services sector, and the services sector's growth leads the economical growth of the state. In Meghalaya also I have asked how the state is running, where this, how you defend. The major is agriculture and tourism also, they are earning so much. And you have a 60 lakhs, 36 lakhs, the total population. And I belongs to a state where 4.5 crores is the population. So I hope you will visit my state, my natures, and enjoy the coastal pristine, and enjoy the Chilika Lake, and you see the adventure tourism in our state. Next time when Indian Express will finalize the date for the another conclave, I think Mr. Mukesh and Mr. Sanjay should think about the Odisha is the place where we all can sit together and describe the tourism. What the major potentiality is in Odisha now, because our government is planning and the central government is open the box for the development of tourism now. So I thanks all of you and inviting all of you to visit my state. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now would like to request Mr. Sanjay Sindhwani to kindly felicitate our dignitaries. First, as you know, ladies and gentlemen, for our chief guest, Srimati Pravati Parida, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Odisha. now would also like to felicitate Paul Lyngdoh, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya. And also to Mr. Cyril, Director of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya, and MD, Meghalaya's Tourism Development Corporation. Thank you so much. I now would like to request Mr. Mukesh Singh, Senior VP and Revenue Head of Indian Express Online Media, to deliver a note of thanks to the dignitaries on the dais.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Indian Express Group, I would like to extend our deepest welcome and gratitude to all the esteemed delegates for making it here to attend our seminar on adventure tourism today. We would like to first thank Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya, for his address and inspiring vision for adventure tourism in Meghalaya. And especially the video which was showing a lot of places to visit actually. In fact, I like them very much. Your thoughts on the rich potential of Meghalaya's unique landscapes for sustainable adventure tourism have truly set the tone for our discussions. Thank you for your continued support. Now, our sincere thanks also go to Srimati Parida, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister and Minister of Tourism, Women and Child Development and Mission Shakti, Government of Odisha. Your valuable contributions and the efforts of the Government of Odisha in promoting ecotourism and adventure activities are truly commendable, and we are honored by your presence and participation. We are equally grateful to Mr. Jaiveer Singh, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Department of Tourism, Government of Uttar Pradesh, for sharing the innovative steps being taken to boost adventure tourism in Uttar Pradesh. Your government's vision to make Uttar Pradesh a hub for adventure tourism is both ambitious and inspiring. We would also like to thank Mr. Cyril, Diengdoh, IAS, Director of Tourism, Government of Meghalaya, and MD Meghalaya Tourism Development Corporation for his valuable insights into the region's potential for adventure tourism. Your efforts to showcase Meghalaya as a prime destination are deeply appreciated. Thank you once again for your presence. We look forward to a very engaging day today filled with insights and learnings. And we assure you of our continued collaboration to promote adventure tourism across our beautiful and diverse country, India. Thank you once again.